Hello traders, it's your boy Gift Ubakwe. Welcome to my YouTube channel. To the returning subscribers, thank you. As I'm recording this video, we are sitting at 204 subscribers. Thank you so much for the support, guys. I appreciate it. Alright, so for the returning subscribers, thank you so much. Like this video so a lot more people can see it. And for the new viewers, you're just watching my video for the first time, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch my video. Please do well to like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I would keep uploading my process, my journey, and show you guys what I know as much as possible. Alright, so today, without any further ado, let's go into the topic of the day. Today I just want to show you the pairs I'm looking at for the week. I want to show you the pairs I'm looking at for the week. Alright, so this is my weekly outlook. I have a few pairs. So what I do from the beginning of the week is that I look at all the pairs I trade. I have over 14 pairs right here on my watch list. So on my watch list, I go through all the pairs from daily to 1 hour. I just analyze and I pick the one that is setting up the most. So you see what I can see here in USD card, NZD card, but I don't want to bore you with all of this plenty analysis. I'm just going to show you the ones that I am looking at for the week. All right, so all of these pairs are what I have on my watch list, but the ones marked with red are the ones I'm looking to trade in this new week. Doesn't mean they're the only ones I'm going to trade, because some others can shape up in the at the middle of the week. So but for now, starting on Monday, this is what I'm looking at. Okay, so USD card, from the daily time frame, we can see that USD card is giving us an ascending channel here, and this is a potential double top up there in the daily time frame. All right, this is a potential double top, or you can see up here. All right, so that's a potential double top. And so if you go to the 4-hour time frame, you'd see this. So I entered this trade earlier, like in my previous video, but this trade got to stop me out for a break even. So but it's fine. I'm looking for another entry on this, so I'm just going to take this out. So what am I waiting for right now? So if you go, this is still very valid. This trade is still very valid. So what this can do is that we can have an expanding channel like that. We can have an expanding channel like this, meaning we could still have one more move upwards. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. That could happen. If you go to the 1-hour time frame, realize that this could also be another formation here. So we could have like another formation like this, and this could be like a bigger correction, something like so. So that's another possibility. And then we could now have a movement that looks like this. So this is me forecasting. Okay, so we can have a movement that looks like this. Market can move this way and create one entry up there, but I'm not going to take that entry. I'll wait for the market to give an impulse downwards and then another correction. So this is what I'm going to be interested in. So this is the forecasting for this pair. This is what is likely going to happen, and I'll take my sell right there for 15 pips or 20 pips, as the case may be. Now there is no fixed pip size. It depends on what the market gives to me. All right, so this is a potential setup. However, this might not play out. You just want to forecast and give the market breathing space to do whatever it wants to do. All right, so that's one setup. But this, let me show you another possibility that can happen. But my overall bias on this pair is still a sell. I'm still looking at a sell for USD card. My bias is still a sell for USD card. So another thing that could happen is that the price could come up to this top up here and form a double top. All right, can form a double top, go up, come down, and give us an entry right there. Can give us an entry like so. All right, that's another scenario that can play out. It could also do something like this, break this in a corrective manner like that. All right, form an ascending channel up there. Then I'll wait for a break of this ascending channel and then a correction like so. All right, so this is another potential entry. So these are all the possible scenarios that I'm waiting to see before I can take my entry. All right, but I'm still looking for a sell on this pair. Why am I still looking for a sell? My bias hasn't changed, so I see the potential double top up there, and then I see the potential ascending channel in the lower time frame. Then I'm waiting for an impulse and then a correction, and I'll take a sell down here. There is a lot of room for this price to move all the way down here. This could give us 19%. All right, so we'll just wait and see how this goes. And finally, there's another possibility. Let me show you another possibility that could happen here. All right, so forecasting is very important because you are saying if any of those things don't happen, you're not interested. So this can actually do something like this to come up, all right, and then form another ascending channel to test this overall ascending channel. This is a possibility. All right, this is a possibility, or this could actually form something very interesting where we have this like so, and then there's another formation like so. So this could go up, come down, go up again, form an ascending channel, and then a mini entry up there, and then give us another impulse and give us a correction for another entry. So there are several ways to look at this, but what should guide you is that you're looking for an impulse before a correction. So is that correction you want to actually enter the trade on. Why am I expecting this? Because if you zoom out or go to the 4-hour time frame, you would see that this has an ascending channel and it feels like there might still be one more leg upwards. All right, so we could have one more legs to come touch this trend line up there before we have the overall drop we're expecting. All right, so that's a possibility, and this could end up expanding. If I expand this could end up expanding like so and forming an ascending channel like so. All right, I'll just take away this box now. So this could form an ascending channel like so and just give us something like this, and then this will become pattern separation. So we have a pattern here, another pattern can form. So there are several ways to look at this, but the bias is still a sell. So what am I looking for before I take a trade? I'm looking for an impulse with a correction to take a trade. All right, so that's my first pair USD card. The second pair I'm looking at, if I just go to my red list, second pair I'm looking at, so under my red list I have primary pairs and secondary pairs. Primary pairs are the ones that are likely to shape up sooner, while secondary pairs are probably going to take a little more time for them to shape up. All right, so USD card has been looked into. So another pair I'm looking at is Euro AUD. What's my bias on Euro AUD? So I already see that on the daily time frame, this already has formed a double bottom down here. All right, so this is a double bottom, so I'm expecting this price to go all the way up to this top, at least up to this top. All right, that's what I'm expecting. So the overall daily time frame bias is a sell. The overall daily time frame bias is a sell, but I see this double bottom, and so I'm expecting the price to go all the way up to at least give us a third touch. All right, a third touch up there before there is a drop all the way to test this trend, this bottom, all the way down to test this line down here. Okay, so how am I supposed to take advantage of this setup right now? So I see a descending channel down here, all right, on the 4-hour time frame, and then there are several entries that I've actually missed because like I said, I was battling with psychology at some points, but I'm back now. So yes, this is a very beautiful setup that could happen. So what am I looking at for a Euro AUD? I'm waiting patiently. This looks like it has completed now. So I took this trade, just so I show you guys, I took this trade earlier. I was stopped out for a break even. I took this trade earlier with 35 pips. All right, 35 pips. So the moment price came to 1:6, or 1:1 rather, I locked my entry for a break even somewhere there. All right, so my break evens are not always the exact entry price. I always secure a bit profit, so I call them break even if they are less than 1%. All right, so this is what I'm looking at, Euro AUD for the week. I'm expecting price to do something like so. I'll wait for price to break out of this and give me a correction here. So I see that impulse and a correction, and then this is where I place my buy stop entry up there. Place my buy stop entry. Let me make this cleaner. All right, so I expect the price to move. Of course, price doesn't move in a straight line, so it will probably do some movement, some funny movement up there. Overall, I'm waiting for this correction up there. If I don't see this correction, there's no trade for me. No trade for me. So this is my forecast for Euro AUD, probably 30 pips. All right, so I'm waiting for it to, I'm going to wait for that to break above this high here. I'll wait for it to break above that high. At least the 1 hour candle should close above that high and give me a correction. That's only when I'm going to place this trade. So this is my bias for Euro AUD. I'm expecting a buy on Euro AUD, and there's a lot of room to the upside, so this could give me a lot of percentage. Well, of course, it's not going to play out in one day, so you have to be patient and swing. So the beautiful thing about this trading strategy is that you can enter this trade with smaller lot size and then swing the trade, you know, to the next swing low or swing high. All right, so yes, this is my expectation, my forecast for Euro AUD. Now let's go to the other secondary pairs. CAD CHF. All right, CAD CHF, I'm looking at a sell on this, even though my overall bias is a buy, because if you look at this from the daily time frame, you'll see that this looks like an impulse on the daily time frame. This looks like an impulse. All right, the whole of this is a correction, and then we have another impulse. So we're expecting a larger correction here. Sorry, we're expecting a larger correction here, like so, before there is another impulse to the upside. So I'm expecting an overall buy, but in the short term there is still a sell that is about to play out here, so we want to maximize or capitalize on this sell. So what do I see? Why do I expect a sell to happen here? On CAD CHF, you can see that we have an impulse here. All right, a correction. We have what you can call an impulse. All right, even though it's not the sharpest of impulses, but it's still an impulse, because after every correction there should be an impulse. And then we have another correction. So I'm expecting another impulse to give us a completion of this descending channel. All right, so I see this as a descending channel. I see this as a descending channel. So I'm expecting another impulse at least to this down to give us the third touch down here. So I want to maximize or take advantage of this move down here. So, but how do I get into this trade? What's the plan for me to get into this trade should in case it play out? My plan is simple. If it doesn't happen, I'm not taking any trade. So what am I looking for? Because of how this pair has been moving, I'm going to wait for this pair to break out of all of this noise up here. This is already looking like an entry, but I'm not interested. I'm going to wait for this to break out of this, and I'll wait for the next correction here. This is the one I'm going to be interested in. So, but don't forget, I'll wait for it to break this low. All right, so the correction has to break this low. If it doesn't break the low, I'm not interested as well. All right, so it's going to break this low before it forms the correction or the continuation correction down there. So that's the trade I'm going to be taking on CAD CHF. That's why I say it is in the secondary section, because it looks like it's still going to take some time to shape up. So this might happen towards the end of the week, or probably beginning of next week. But yeah, it's important to look at it too. So that's the setup I'm looking at um, for CAD CHF. All right, not the cleanest of setup, but this is what I'm expecting to happen. I'm expecting all of this move down there, and then when it breaks this trend line, I know it's ready to commit to the downside. That's only when I get into the trade. All right, so that's for CAD CHF. And then my final pair I'm looking at is Euro JPY. This is another beauty. I feel like I'm going to even move this up to my primary pair. I'm going to move this to primary because it's looking like it's already shaping up beautifully. All right, so this is the overall view in the daily time frame. So we have what I would see as an impulse. This is an overall impulse. All right, and then this gives us a bigger correction. All right, so but if you look at the pair, you would say, but there are other correction and impulses in between. Of course, price doesn't just move. So if you look at this, you always find impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, smaller ones. Okay, you have all of that, and then you have the impulse, correction, impulse. So all of that is going to be on the chart, but if you look at the larger picture, you would see what I'm trying to show you here. So let's come to the exact or the current price right now. What am I looking at on this pair? So I can see that there is an overall impulse, and this whole formation looks like a correction for me. All right, so I already see a potential double top right here, which is a good sign for a sell. If that's not good enough, you want to also come up here. You see that this is also a potential double top on the daily time frame, which is a good confirmation. So we look at the 4-hour time frame, and you can see that there is an ascending channel on the 4-hour time frame. All right, so this is an ascending channel, which is a reversal pattern. Now after the ascending channel or outside the ascending channel, what can we see? We see this move, and then we see this impulse right here. Then price has formed this correction. This is a very amazing setup because we have this section here. So we have impulse, correction, another impulse, but let's see how it's impulsed upwards. If I zoom out a bit, you would see that the way the price moved, it moved in a corrective manner upward, giving us another pattern in there. So if I go to the 1-hour time frame now, you would see that the price moved in a corrective form upwards. All right, so this is what the price did. So it gave us this in the lower time frame, and then this impulse. All right, and then this whole correction, this whole movement here can be seen as a correction. So after a correction, what happened? Zoom out a bit. You see that after the correction, we had a breakout. All right, and then we had this entry up here. If I go to the 15 minutes time frame, you appreciate that entry better, but I didn't take this trade because of the time it happened. It was at the close. This was at the close of Friday, and it wasn't looking very enticing for me. Then I wanted a better breakout, but that didn't happen. So now the breakout has happened, and I'm looking at this point here. This is my point of interest. Right, I wanted the price to break out of this, give me a breakout before it forms the correction. That would have been very, very juicy for me to enter, but I didn't see that breakout, so I'm still keeping an eye on this. So this could actually form a larger structure. This could happen like so, and then do something like this. All right, to give us a larger correction. So this could be an entry. Of course, I don't take those risk entries anymore based on experience. So this could be an entry, but I'll be waiting for a better entry, maybe a drop, a pull down, and a correction, an impulse and a correction on the smaller time frame like this. This is what I'll be waiting for. All right, so if this happens, I'm going to set this here. Forecasting is very important, because if you forecast, then if what you forecasted doesn't happen, or something close to what you forecasted doesn't happen, then you just know it's not a valid trade. You move on to the next one. So this is what I'm looking at on Euro JPY. This is a possible sell structure I'm looking at on Euro JPY. But yes, Euro JPY is a sell. My bias on Euro JPY is a sell. I'm looking for a potential sell on this pair. All right, guys, so these are the pairs I'm looking at actively. and on Wednesday I'm going to do an upload to show you the progress. If I took any trade based on the ones I'm looking at, I'm going to do an update on Wednesday, and just to show the progress of my trades. Thank you so much for spending the time to watch this. I hope you can capitalize on these potential moves to the down or to the upside. All right, thank you so much. If you like this video, if you like this type of video, do also like this video and let me know in the comment section that you like me to do videos like this, so we can all grow together. Thank you once again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.